Hello everyone. So I just wanted to do a quick channel update for all of you who have been asking me where I've been and when my next video is going up, which I do greatly appreciate, and I have been under no small amount of anxiety to do so. So let me just give you a bit of an update and let you know what's going on. So first and foremost, I am working on my next video, and it is the next video in my series trying to unify general relativity and quantum mechanics. That said, that's the first reason why I haven't uploaded a video in a while. This has been a beast of a project, okay? So first of all, there have been big changes in my professional life. They're once or maybe a few times in a lifetime kind of things. So I don't expect that to go on forever, and it should be probably clearing up here pretty soon anyway. Secondly, I wanted to give some space and some time for my editor/daughter to finish up some of her projects. For those of you who haven't seen it, she's done a video that's become quite popular here on YouTube, where she did an animation music video to the song Feed the Machine by Poor Man's Poison. I'm going to link to that below. I recommend that you all watch it, although if you're having a bad day, maybe save it for another time. She's also working on a sequel to that, which I'm very excited about. All of this is for the sake of her becoming better at what she does, learning 3D animation, all sorts of things like that. So it was important to me to create some space for her to do her thing. Finally, and most importantly, and here's the best news of all, with my next video, I have actually gotten to collaborate with real, and I use square quotes not because they're not real, but because of the distinction, which we'll address later, but real academic, PhD, all the credentials you could want, experts and scientists to help me refine my next video. The first few videos I did in my series, obviously I still took them very seriously. I tried to do all the research, and I still stand by the core concepts. However, they were much more, let's say, freewheeling, definitely more layman's lingo, and obviously I made a few mistakes, nothing that thankfully undercuts the core ideas, but were definitely very irritating to those with more expertise in the field. So what I'm really looking forward to with this next video is not just is it going to be exciting, it's a great concept, and it's going to be my first just full-on attack of quantum mechanics, but it comes with the benefit of a lot more polish, a lot more rigor, a lot more terminology. Now, that being said, obviously I'm me, we're still going to have fun, I'm still going to have a sense of humor about it, and I don't want to jump the gun here, but it's also very likely to accompany or be shortly accompanied by an actual paper. Now, I have to tone down the humor and the swear words, obviously, for the paper, but hopefully that'll go together. So I greatly appreciate everyone's support, and I certainly sympathize with your impatience. I am too. But ultimately, what I want you all to understand is, while the idea of being a YouTuber is fun, and obviously someday it'd be nice to do that full time, I do enjoy this. Right now, my first priority is being a good scientist, educator, communicator. That's my priority. And so I am focused first and foremost on getting a few of these really good videos out, finishing out my theory, and I have some other important concepts too that I want to do in videos. These are things that are just really important to me. They're things I want to have for my kids, for someday when I'm gone. And once I kind of get through, I think, some of those big, chunky, meaty things, it will be so much easier for me to then start having a little more of a casual, regular approach to these videos. Now, having said all that, I want to deliver at least a little content here. So I want to take a minute and talk to you all about some things I've learned through this process. So what I want to talk about today is what I call the myth of Einstein. Not that Einstein was a myth, and certainly not that in any way think he wasn't an extremely smart person. The myth I'm referring to specifically is that Einstein was a once-in-a-century genius. And again, have nothing negative to say about Einstein here. This is more in relationship to a lot of the criticism I get that comes in the form of, who the hell do you think you are? Who are you to be putting out videos on all this advanced things that people who have spent years in college, have tons of fancy pieces of paper. Who are you to say anything? Well, first of all, one part about Einstein that's not a myth is he didn't have a lot of that either. He was a patent clerk at the time when he released his theory, and people seem to forget that. But even more so, the thing I really want to hit on is the fact that we have created an illusion that the only smart people in this world are people who have done certain things, gone a certain path, have certain qualifications. We have created a series of class-based gatekeeping systems to qualify whether is someone worth having a voice in science or not. And I think that's the most detrimental thing that's happened here. And if you were to really ask me, what's the thing that's really kept us from figuring some of these big questions out over the last 100 years, I think that's the reason more than anything else. During this process, I have found so many brilliant people, so many passionate people, so many people with great ideas who have put the work, who have put the thought into it. Some of them are even still your traditional, academics who just, because of the country they're from, or I don't even know all the reasons, still just get ignored. And so I want to say it's not so much, it has very little to do with me being smart. It has so much to do with the fact that I think what I'm ultimately doing in this whole series is I'm more just bringing together a lot of other really smart ideas and tying them together with a coherent conceptual thread. Science is never done in a silo. I'm building on the backs of brilliant people, just like every other scientist has ever done. I definitely like to think I have a gift in concepts and communication, but ultimately that's what I'm bringing to the table here. So I just want to say that the reason I say it bothers me, this idea that Einstein was a once-in-a-century genius, is because I think there are Einsteins all around us every day. I think the class systems that we've set up in society, the gateways and hurdles that we've set up, just even the fact that to get the degrees, to get permission to have an opinion on an area of science, you have to think the way they tell you to think, do things the way they tell you to do them. And so only people with a certain propensity for a way of thinking about math or a way of thinking about physics are even going to get permission to talk about physics. So it's a self-perpetuating problem. And it's not that those people don't contribute either. It's just that they all think a certain way. And we need different ways of thinking usually to solve a problem. Or as Einstein said, no problem can be solved at the same level of consciousness that created it. So again, thank you all for your continued support. I'm sorry for the lull. The next video is still going to take some time. We're actually still finishing the script, going through reviews. We have been working on the visuals and the 3D animations, but after we shoot, there's going to be even more that we need to do. So it's just going to take a bit, because like I said, this is going to hit really hard. I'm striking at the heart of quantum mechanics. I don't want to give away too much, but I want to make sure that I've shored up my defenses in every way I can. But I can tell you it's going to be this year. As long as nothing else terrible happens. So again, thank you for all your support. Just know I'm still here, and I will see you soon.